Welcome, everybody, to another episode of FYC Film Review. I'm your host, Gagne. With me, my partner, Naldo. How are you, buddy?
What's up, man? How's it going, everybody?
We are back for some spooky season, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Spooky,
Spooky movie, spooky
eerie.
season.
Yeah,
Whatever. It's just odd. I love it though. I love the spooky season. I love the Halloween season. It's my favorite.
I do too.
Really is.
I'm coming back around to the horror genre, if you will, and I'm not sure, and we'll have a discussion on whether or not this kind of classifies as a horror film, but uh, I'm enjoying them again. I took a little break.
Okay.
I just didn't really like the jump scares, and I'm back. I'm back now, and I
You're
feel like we're
back.
we're getting these highbrow ones now, and that's why we chose what?
The Witch, 2015?
Yeah,
16? Which one was it?
yeah,
2015?
15. I've seen both, but I think it got like an early, 15 release or late 15 release
Okay. And it's
before
one we haven't
awards season.
seen. We both haven't
Yes,
seen, so
yeah,
that's always exciting.
I love that.
It was weird. It was right off the bat, it's a weird movie. It's called The Witch, but is there really a witch in this movie? Because I mean there's a witch in the beginning.
Yeah,
You know?
there's a witch in the middle, but I would say that the titular character has maybe 5 minutes of screen time tops, if
Yeah.
that. I don't even think it
It's
might be that much.
it's a deep movie. Okay,
Yeah,
it's a deep movie. There's a lot of biblical references in it. I enjoyed that part, but a lot of the times I felt like, wait, what? What's gonna happen? I don't know. I felt this felt like a poor man's Hereditary. That's what it
okay,
felt like. You
okay.
know?
Family being tormented by
Yeah,
evil spirits. Yeah, sure.
yeah.
it's
Uh,
a it's a very artsy take on what's a very traditional like horror trope, right? Like you've got Poltergeist, like you mentioned, Hereditary. You've got
yeah.
this Amityville house. You've
Mm-hmm.
got these families being tortured by demons. Except this one is so subtle that it's almost not. I felt like I was constantly waiting for something more
Yeah.
to happen, and for a big portion of the film it's just a lot of dialogue. It's a lot of the family kind of trying to work out their new circumstances. They get moved, they decide to move away from the church and this comfort of this community into the woods, and
Right. Well, they get kicked
bad
out,
shit
right? They
happens.
get banished,
Is that
right?
what it was? It was a
I think they get
banishment, like.
banished. They're Puritans. They get banished because of their beliefs, and the Puritans are pretty strict in their beliefs, from what I read. And so I feel like all of this, and maybe this is just me. I feel like I blame the dad in all of this. I
Sure.
think that the dad has so much pride, and there's that reference. Pride comes before the fall, and I
Hmm.
feel like this is really what happened. I'll see all these things happen, and I believe the land was cursed by the witch, but a lot of it was just hysteria caused by the dad
Yeah,
and all their sins, and they need to repent. And I feel like he caused a lot of their issues. That's
sure.
what I thought.
Yeah, so it's like I said, it's a very understated movie. Like, and there's that very big moment where like they could just go back. Like they want to go back. The mom wants to go back.
Yeah. Well,
Obviously
there's the pride,
for
right? The
yeah,
dad doesn't want to go back.
there's the pride. Uh I needed some Hollywood in this one. I guess I more than anything. Like it's not
Okay.
that I didn't enjoy it, it's that I just wanted more and I was expecting more out of this.
Yeah. In the beginning, it tells you it's a collection of folklore tales about, so it's kind of a collection of all these stories. What I really wish that they would have talked about more was the goat, the Philip, the black
Black
goat,
Phillip.
Black Philip, who was
Yep.
supposed to be the devil, right?
Sure.
And so we just know that Black Philip is in their lives because of this goat. So it's almost kind of like the devil has always been there. The dad was at one point the dad's fighting the goat, and the devil's like mocking them, and I'm still struggling with it. I know there's so much deepness in it, but I think I'm kind of with you. I just needed a little bit more Hollywood.
Yeah, and I feel like if you're trying so hard to be so artistic that you're leaving longing for more and like people searching for meaning in something, you got to blend both of those. Like I feel like there has to be an entertainment value, and by the end of it it was shock and awe, scene after scene after scene. That I actually enjoyed the ending because things were happening, but it took us an hour and a half to get there, and then it was like,
Yeah,
oh, okay, now they're completely falling apart as a family, and people are dying.
yeah.
The twins couldn't have died fast enough. Those kids were so annoying. I was just like,
What happened
somebody.
to them? They died, right? So
I'm
I don't.
assuming so. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
they don't really
what
show
happened to
him, right?
Samuel? What happened to baby Samuel? Did the witch take him? The witch took him,
The witch
right?
took him,
The
and I
witch.
mean, I'm assuming she ground him up because they show like,
Yeah, they used him for something.
yeah, I
And
don't.
then when Caleb dies, the younger brother,
Mhm,
who all of them have their own sin, and his sin was lust. Did you notice that? Because he was lusting
mm,
after his
mhm,
own sister.
right. And then the witch presented herself as this
Yeah,
younger,
yeah.
full
And then
bosomed.
the mom was like wrath. She was so angry at all
Oh,
her kids. The
it's a good
dad was
pickup.
pride, and I feel like Thomason played by what's her name?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy. At the very end, she gives in, right? She
Yeah.
gives in to the devil. Everything that her dad had told her about God failed their family.
Hmm.
Well, what else? The devil tempts her and goes, "Do you want beauty? Do you want to see the world?" And she's like, "Yeah, like it's got to be better than this, right?"
Sure. Yeah.
So that's
You've
why she,
destroyed you've
yeah,
destroyed my entire life. So I
yeah,
guess sure. Yeah. It um again, I like the ending. I think it just took a long time to get there and there wasn't really a lot leading up to that. And
yeah,
so I was expecting, I think, a little bit more eerie moments, some real like deep, scary witch moments, in the woods, and I was kind
yeah.
of left just wanting more. I feel like
Beautiful.
the only thing that made this eerie was the score, which I actually like was almost unsettled by in some parts where
Yeah.
it gets very loud and it's like the string section and I I was like, oh, I have to lower this. Like it's almost like making my skin
Yes.
crawl. But
Yeah.
there weren't things in the movie that were happening that were making me feel that way.
Yeah. Like Hereditary.
Yes,
So
still stands to be one of the most creepy movies I think I've
that
seen.
was a really good one.
Yeah,
Check it out, guys. We reviewed
yeah.
it. I don't have anything else. You want to rate? We're
I
gonna
don't
rate?
either. Yeah, let's do it. I think their Black Phillip was a goat, so how many goats are we gonna give it?
Okay. 1 to 5. 1 Black Phillip goat. Awful. 5 goats. Fantastic. I'll go first
Love
today.
it.
Okay, I liked it. I think it's a really deep movie, and there's a lot of different reviews out there, and I know a lot of people really love it. Some people are just like, I don't get it. I'm kind of in the middle with this movie. I wanted a little bit more. I like the deepness of it and the biblical themes that he puts out there. Sometimes it's hard to get. I would have loved a backstory for Black Phillip. Like
Mm.
why is the devil as the goat? Like how what
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the three. Three goats. Three Black Billy or Philip goats.
Black Billy Phillip goats.
Yeah. Three goats for me.
We're on the same page.
Okay.
I liked it. I didn't love it. I wanted to love it because it was very artistically, there. It was pleasing. The director is good. The actors were good in it. Set design's awesome. I like being placed in periods where you kind of have to imagine what it would be like dealing with something like that in the time
Yeah.
where it's not, like nowadays, like I'm texting everybody, I appreciate all it was. I just wanted a little bit more. So I'm with the 3 as well.
Yeah.
3 Black Phillip goats.
There you go. Okay. I mean, I would recommend it. I think some
Yeah.
people should watch it.
Yeah,
Definitely watch it.
he's a great director. Honestly, like I just find myself he's going to take a lot of watches. His movies take a little bit more. I think, like you said, you have to search for a little
Yeah.
bit more meaning that you don't necessarily get in that first watch.
Yeah. It's like a Christopher Nolan film, sort of. I don't know.
Yeah,
Or maybe
yeah,
not.
maybe.
Whatever. We're done.
All right, everybody. Thanks for checking it out. Check out The Witch, and we will check you next time on FYC Film Review. I'm your host Gagne, my partner Naldo.
Have a good one, everyone.